How y'all doing? Happy afternoon. It's kind of cloudy out here. So, we got a lot going on. We have a lot of templates being zero pointed coming up to be released. And a lot of this is at the core inception of, well, the core inception of where we infiltrated ourselves, if you will. So what is that? What do I mean by that? Right now, you're really feeling, since the grand union energies of the 6-6 energetic portal that was open for us, a lot of that is to bring balance and harmony within the masculine and feminine, not only within but without. And so the templates that are going to be coming up in the next 72 hours, leading us up through this new moon tomorrow at 3:43 Eastern, but leading us up through the solstice. Now, it's really helpful to understand this, guys. Anything and everything that truly is not serving your highest purpose, the more emotional foundations of that you can release before this new moon tomorrow, the better outcome it will be from now until the equinox in September. Anything that is not cleared and goes through this new moon, that is what are going to be the catalysts for change within your experiences leading us up to the equinox. Now, the foundational imprint behavioral patterns that are being zero pointed and going to be coming up to be emotionally released, if they have not, we zero pointed a huge catalyst today that will bring more as a collective. We did that is going to bring more harmony and balance between the relationships in your daily lives. Now, this has a lot to do with preying on the opposite sex, whether that is through addictions, whether that is through manipulation, whether that is through sexual predation. It's also going to bring up where the feminine uses her masculine, whether within or without, as a protection to where she doesn't have to stand up and take responsibility. And what I mean by that, let me give you an example of what I mean by that, guys. This is where the feminine, and we've all done this. Maybe many of us still do this. This is where the feminine has done something wrong, has put herself in a space of where another may see it as disrespectful. Someone borrows her something and she doesn't take care of it the way they want to. Let's just use that as an example, if you will. And instead of her owning up to her mistake, if you will, and saying I'm sorry and apologizing, the masculine steps up and does it for her. In other words, this is a template where the masculine protects the deception. And I'm talking energetic templates, and I'm trying to use examples of how it plays out in the human life, if you will. And on the other spectrum or other inversion of that, this is where the masculine template of where the masculine is protecting the family, protecting secrets, protecting any kind of deception, feeling that it is in the best interest of his family, whatever it may be. These are the templates that have been zero pointed collectively now, which means these emotions, these attachments, these cords that are attached to any part of that energetic template will come up to be released. Now remember, guys, we're conduits. And right now, we're releasing these templates and these emotions for the collective of humanity, of mankind, 7.8 billion. So it doesn't matter if this is your issue, if you have or have not experienced it in this lifetime. The veil is being ripped on all of humanity, not just those of us on the journey, not those of us that are in awareness. And so as this stuff comes up, guys, again, I can't encourage you enough, make it impersonal. see beyond the storylines, see the templates, and this truly is a huge, huge inception point that we have now cleared. This is all tied into respect, to integrity, to responsibility, not from the definitions of a human aspect of us, but this is stepping us all up into the plates of divine integrity, divine responsibility, divine honesty. And as these veils continue to be ripped even bigger, this is going to bring balance and harmony between not only feminine and another feminine, where there has been great competition, there has been great deception between the two of them as far as friendships, as far as the masculine aspect goes. Again, ties into the template of the masculine protecting the feminine, and in her own way, the feminine protecting the deception of the masculine. This is all about not only stepping up as far as the individual feminine essence, the masculine essence, but also as a feminine and masculine essence within and without. Everything is about union right now. And I'm not talking just romantic or twin flame or anything like this. I love you guys. Big, big hugs and blessings. And but this is truly, in every angle we can come at, this is all about that grand union. Letting the past go, stop worrying about the future, bringing it right now into this now moment, and truly bringing equality in. This is all a huge, huge template that is going to bring us even more rapidly into harmony with each other, more rapidly into acceptance. Acceptance of others' opinions, acceptance of their judgments, acceptance of their perceptions. And as we do this, you're going to find that it's going to help this transition on the tangible physical plane even more rapidly. We have shifted a whole lot of what I'm going to call tectonic plates today, as a mass critical collective, and that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And Angela, this is where you build your mantle of joy and bliss. Absolutely. Everything, the more we can release right now, guys, truly, if we sit there and we really observe anything and everything that's coming up right now, in any given way, shape, or form it is, and see it as something that's showing us something to let go of, rather than it being the job that you hate, rather than it being, well, there's not enough staff there and I'm really fed up. If you can really see beyond the stories of the physical right now, you're really going to see the emotional template where there is still a battle of loving the mortal world of good and evil, loving that deception, loving that energetic template that has kept us enslaved, not only individually, but as a collective of light workers, as a collective of humanity, as a collective of governments, as a collective of creeds, all of it. And there's no greater moment than right now than us to fully adapt and allow ourselves to adapt that we are our brothers and sisters keepers. And as we go through this full ripping of this veil, it's okay if people don't think the way we think. It's okay that everybody's where they're at, but what no longer okay for us as a collective of humanity, of the light workers, gate workers, whatever it may be. What is no longer acceptable to us, that we have made a decision collectively, is anything less than divine responsibility, divine respect, and divine integrity. And sometimes with that, in the crumbling of the foundations of what we labeled and defined as those things, sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. for the human aspect. So really be gentle, be graceful with yourselves, with each other, as these energies increase, because they will, going through this new moon and leading us into this solstice here in what, 8 days now, 9 days, whatever it may be. And so know that a lot of these emotions and stuff that are going to start being triggered, whether if you're not already feeling it, because we zero pointed a lot of that early this morning. So it's taken, for some of us that are very sensitive, you know, it hits us right away. For the majority of humanity, it's taken them between 15 and about 20 hours. And then they start feeling it. Now, how you guys feel it, well, you know, that depends on the amount of work that has been done, and really where you are, how centered and grounded you are. And, you know, this is a beautiful, beautiful time for us, because standing in our light, we don't have to speak at all. We just have to be present. And that's being the peace and the calm in the middle of the storm, in the eye of the storm. And that eye is about to, that storm, well, let's liken it like this. How it was presented to me through my team this morning when we zero pointed it, that we hit, that we literally crumbled 19 of 22 points that we needed to do for the veil. And the last 3 are going to be graceful. So, you know, allow yourself to feel the anger of betrayal. That's going to be a huge one. Because remember, so much of this lifetime, we have protected deception. We have protected those hidden secrets that the family says nobody needs to know about. And so this is really the inception point, guys, that we're clearing, that we are releasing. Cheryl and Rihanna, you guys were feeling rough last night. Angela, we really don't have to say a word. We really don't, guys. And standing up and standing in our power, standing in our truth, is not calling people out. Is not telling them they have to speak a certain way, this, that, or the other. It's truly standing in divine respect, divine integrity, and divine responsibility of allowing each to be exactly how they are. Whether you agree with it or not, we are here to accept it. We're not here to judge it. And how we change it and stand in our power is to see it for what it is and change it into what we know it to be. And we do that together. So really allow again, guys, let's dance through this. And because this is going to be, you know, everything increases as we go along. On the lighter flip side of things, many of you should be feeling a little lighter, if not a lot lighter, feeling like you've become a witness rather than an observer of the observed. There is an underlying anxiety of great anticipation. Some of you are feeling very floaty. That's showing you need to ground. Kelly says, nauseated since waking up this morning, just now waking up from now. Sleep is really, really prevalent right now, guys. You know, sleep is, in honor that sleep. I know it's really hard for those that have jobs that they have to go to, like 9 to 5 jobs, graveyard shifts, whatever it may be. I know it's really hard to, but you're human. Your physical vessel is requiring this sleep for the upgrades from all this light information that's coming in the planet. But then on the flip side of that, your light body doesn't need the rest. So that's why when we get an influx of these, a whole lot of these energies coming in, like this gateway on the 6-6 did, it and then again yesterday, the 11-6-11, that was another huge energetics. That's why many of you are saying head pressure, crown, feeling electrified, anxiety. We just went through that gateway yesterday, and that was the second of a trinity leading us up to the final trinity aspect on the solstice here in 8 or 9 days. And so, plus you're feeling a lot of this new moon energy. New moons is all about new beginnings, and so really master your thoughts right now. Master where you're still recreating scenarios from your mind, from your thoughts. I'm trying to catch up. These comments are going by so fast that that's where a lot of, did I say that? A lot of the bloatedness, a lot of the nausea and stuff, that's all asking you to ground. Guys, there's a lot of electricity. This light that's coming in is all electricity. And if you don't ground that like electricity, for anybody who knows more masculine would probably know this aspect. If you've ever worked with anything that requires electricity, you know you need a grounding wire. So, you're also going to find, Cheryl says, Cancer, Sun, and Pisces, Moon, much water in the chart. You're going to really find that when this veil pierces, guys, a lot of this astrology stuff that you have attached belief to is going to go away. You are every single zodiac sign. And every single one of those zodiac signs has influence on you regardless of when you were born. And why do I say that at this space and time? Because that was part of the veil. Yes, they have influence on us. But at this space, you're moving into a space where you are all things and no things, not limited to just one thing. You're integrating and taking in and merging and converging and with all aspects of yourself. 12 tribes, 12 chakras, 12 disciples, you know, it's all representation of the same thing. 12 zodiac signs. They're all representation of the same thing from a different lens, from a different angle that makes up the whole. And because we're moving from a singular to a whole. I've stated that many, many times. Humanity's been trapped in a singularity mindset. And we're moving into a consciousness of a whole rather than a singularity. And so, you know, anything of that singularity mindset has to go. Well, it doesn't. It's a free will choice to have it go or not. But to come into full embodiment of your full consciousness, you have to expand we have to expand ourselves out of those limits. Now, if we choose to expand ourselves, again, that's a free will choice. I'm just saying, you know, you don't have to limit yourself to just being a Cancer or an Aquarius or a Taurus, because the planetary alignments show you that you're all of them. So, and again, guys, more clarity, deeper clarity, more truth is opening up as your crown chakras go open. And again, the headaches are showing us, you know, the crown is opening, the throat is opening, and more of you are finding that your throat chakras are going through a whole lot of upgrades. Some can talk, some can't, some their throat hurts, some their chest hurts. The sinuses are running. This whole part is fully being massively upgraded. And again, just dance through it. Ground, drink extra water, and reach out, you know. But most important, again, see through the physical presentation. See through the storylines. Yeah, I get your boss pissed you off, or I understand she was not nice to you, or that he was being a jerk. It's okay. You know, feel what you need to feel. Just, you know, really observe where you're projecting that out, where you're still making comments or statements or posts or this, that, and the other about, you know, people's attitudes and the way they choose to live or react or whatever. All of that is still showing you a space, an emotional, energetic blockage within. And the more you can release, especially being present with today and releasing it before this full moon culminates, you know, the more you're leaving behind and not taking into those new catalytic initiations from the solstice to the equinox. Because right smack in the middle after this solstice, guys, where we start rotating around the sun in the opposite direction, which is going to invert everything all over again, you know, and anything that cannot support that new rotation of going the opposite direction, all those faulty foundations, they will not survive. And the more we can release now, the better off we are emotionally, because it's those emotional attachments. And so really, you know, really, if something's being triggered, or you're going through an experience and you're still getting angry or you're still getting frustrated, it's not the story or the experience, guys. It's showing you where you still have a belief, where you still, you know, have a top belief, where whatever it may be, that really is not supporting unity consciousness, that is not supporting the whole. It is not for the highest good of all, let alone yourself. So if you're still holding on to beliefs that, you know, society has taught you that you have to have a retirement plan, that you have to work a certain way and do this a certain way, all of that stuff is coming up, because that is where the human aspect, masculine or feminine, is still protecting the deception. And a lot of this deception is tied into beliefs right now. Beliefs that you have to work from 9 to 5. Beliefs that you have to do this or you won't have security and protection and stability. That you won't have health care. These are big fears right now in the collective. And this is big fears, you know, because they're watching the world in chaos. We have those fears that, again, is tied into deception and protecting deception as this truth is revealed. So let us be light, and let there be light, and let there be peace, and let us dance through these energies as they come up, individually, collectively, and bring all these collectives together as a whole, rather than so much separation within the individual collectives. So know that we're redefining. We are the scribes, and we are redefining language. We are redefining definitions and labels. And right now, this is truly all about stepping up into our power, and that power is peace. And that power is divine responsibility. And with that divine responsibility comes divine respect and divine integrity. And that is a whole different definition than what the human aspect of us has been taught and what we have learned up until our journeys began. So celebrate. We truly are free. This is just one more step in the direction of that freedom. Freedom from the binds that have bound us to limits. Have a great day, guys. I love you. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. Bye-bye now.